Hey guys, how are we today? Hope you're having an amazing Tuesday. I wanted to jump on live today and talk to you about one of the big things that you need to master to create engaging social media content. So while I'm just waiting to see if anyone jumps on, if anyone's out there in the big wide world today, I am streaming in from a different app today. I have been trialing a couple. Yesterday I used Restream, and today I am trialing out StreamYard. So I'm just going to bring both of these streams up so I can see the comments. If you're out there in the universe, let me know. If you are watching the replay, type in replay and I will always come back and have a chat. Okay. I can see your comments now. All right, I'm not going to wait around too long because you guys can obviously watch this back whenever you have the opportunity. I wanted to talk to you guys today about one thing that you need to really, really master. Hey, Rebecca, how are you? Hey, Joe. Hey. So one thing that you need to master to be able to create engaging social media content. Now, I have put a time limit on myself because I do have this tendency to kind of, like ramble on and like to have lots of chit chat. So definitely chat and let me know that you're here, but I am going to try and keep this as short and sweet as possible. So one thing that I started talking a lot about in 2020, and I really want to, and I talked a little bit about this on my podcast. I talked a little bit about it on like live streams. Maybe I've done a couple of posts on it, but I definitely talked a lot to my one-on-one clients and mentorship clients around it. And I want to expand more and focus more on this in 2021 with my general audience. And that is around creating content around your own creative rhythm. So because we have to create content on social media ongoing, right? It's something we have to create every week, every month. It doesn't end. It's not like the old days when you would do like a TV ad or a newspaper ad or something like that, and it was one ad that went out somewhere, or you did a bus shelter ad or something. Social media happens all the time. And oftentimes, for most of you, you are doing your own social media content. So it's something that you have to be able to create consistently. Now, what happens is a lot of people get very fatigued with how to create social media content consistently and how to, keep up with changes. But just a lot of the time, it's just that general content fatigue of, how do I keep creating engaging, really good content? So what I found that a lot of people were doing was that they were trying to like kind of box themselves into this little creative box and, stick to this really rigid process of content creation, when content it's creativity in its finest form, right? Like if you're creating a reel or doing some stories or doing some graphics or creating a caption or doing a live stream, whichever sort of content it is that you like to create, in its purest form, it's creativity. So it stands to reason that you need to work with your own creative rhythm and not try to box yourself in to a rigid time frame when it comes to creating content. So what is a creative rhythm? So basically a creative rhythm is understanding when are you best set up to create content and how are you best set up to create content. Now, what I mean by when is looking at things like what time of the day, week, month, moon cycle, whatever freaking cycle you like to go on, is it going to be best for you to create content? So when, as in, are you a morning person or are you an evening person? So when I talk to people in my membership or I'm coaching them and they go, okay, so every week I'm going to sit down and I'm going to plan this many posts and I'm going to sit down once a month and I'm going to plan this. And what I find happens when you try and box yourself in like that is you either get content fatigue or it becomes really frenetic in a way. Like you're so focused on just having to bash out these 5 posts or these 30 posts or these 14 posts that your audience is really only seeing one side of you. Sometimes it could make your content a little bit haphazard, a little bit lackluster as well, because you're just focused on the fact that you've got to get this metric of posts out for the week. And then it can become a little bit like, oh, that'll do, right? Whereas, you know, quality over quantity is absolutely 100% the name of the game here. It'd be far better to have 5 quality posts than to have 7 to 10 not so quality posts, because you've been rushing it because you set yourself aside Sunday at 4 o'clock every single week, but you need to go to your family's dinner this week and that's not going to work, sort of thing. Or someone told you that you need to get up and have a green smoothie and meditate and then create social media content after that. Well, that's not necessarily the case as well, unless that works for you, right? You know, or, you know, maybe someone else does it on the new moon or the full moon, but maybe that doesn't work for you either, right? So it's about finding what creative rhythm is the most important, is the best for you. Like for me, I always say that I'm the best in the morning, and it's the truth. I get up, I have my morning coffee, I do a bit of journaling, and then I jump in. I'm really creative in the morning, and I can bash out content, schedule out emails and do stuff like that really easily in the morning, where I know a lot of other people can't do that. But you catch me after 5 o'clock in the afternoon, my brain is dead. I can't even string five words together because I get up early, like at 5:30. So everyone is totally different. But I know people that work really well late at night, like one of my VAs, Kylie. She's a night owl. Like, we call ourselves the night owl and the early bird. I wake up to messages in Asana from her, and she goes to bed with messages from me in there. So it's all about what works best for you, and don't feel like you need to fit into a box because someone told you that you had to fit into that box. So why is this important? I've just got some notes. That's why I looked down. So number 1 is social media is creative. And it's important that your content is juicy. It needs to be juicy. It needs to be engaging. You need to be able to inspire, educate, and connect. And you can't do that if you're forcing yourself to create content in a certain way that doesn't work for your own natural biorhythms. The other thing with social media is you're leading people on a journey. You're being a messenger for those people as well, you know, particularly for those of us out there that are coaches and are really leading the people. You know, it's important that when you show up, that you're showing up in a way that's going to really be resonant and get that message that you're sending across. And I think that's, you know, and I think that's the same for absolutely everyone, whether you're selling tea that people can buy from an online store, or whether you're selling clothes, or whether you're selling a course, or whether you're selling a healing modality, or whatever it is. You're a messenger for your craft, and you're leading people on a journey. And to be able to show up for that effectively, you need to create the content you create in a space that allows you that creativity. All right, so what are some tips for you around how to do this better? So I've got 3 tips. So the first one is identify when. So tip number 1 is when. So when is the best time for you to create content? Is it the morning or is it the evening? And remember that this stuff can change. Like, just because one week you're a morning person and the next week you're an evening person doesn't mean that that doesn't work. I have some weeks where I'm really energetic and I will sit on the couch, or the kids are watching telly, and I'll bash out stuff, right? Might be content, might be other things. But that's not every week. And I allow myself the ability to ebb and flow with that. So be kind to yourself. Don't box your creativity into a specific time of the day, week, or month, every single day, week, or month. Give yourself the freedom and the permission to create when it's best for you, because it's going to show up better on your social media and you're going to get much better results from it. So, but identify roughly when you think that you're better at it. So definitely, you know, time of the day. Is there a day of the week that you feel a bit more energetic? I know I always feel a bit more energetic on a Friday. That's a really good day for me. Time of the month for us women. Is there times of the month cyclically that are better for us? Do you follow the moon cycle? Is there other cycles that you follow along with that resonate with you that would help you be able to tap into an energy that is better for content creation? The next one would be to identify how you like to create content. So is there a place you like to sit? Is it by the window with a cup of tea, with a glass of wine, with a coffee? Is it outdoors? Is it indoors? Is it with your laptop? Is it with pen and paper? Is it with an electronic planner? Like, how are you best to create that content? And set yourself up a really nice space to be able to really have that creativity come out of you. I think it's so important that we do this, and particularly us women, you know, we need to be able to hold our own space for when we're best to do certain things. You know, because if we're going to help all the people and you know, heal the world with what it is that we're, you know, either what we do, sell or teach people, you know, we need to be able to create good content that's going to be able to, you know, put that message across. So the third point then is what content? What content do you create? Hey, Ange, how are you? Happy New Year. Nice to see you, darling. So what content do you create? So we've talked about the, sorry, I'm going back to my notes here. We talked about when, we talked about how, so setting yourself up a nice space, and now we're talking about like what content. So there's a couple of ways that we can do this, and to keep myself under 15 minutes, I can't cover off everything. So tomorrow is a free live training I'm doing both on my page and in my group, so there's no email opt-in. There'll be an option to get the email replay to you, but it's not essential. But that's more around strategy, so like identifying your social media strategy. It's called KICKSTART. It's a free training at 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time. The other thing as well is the strategy program that I spoke about in my live yesterday. So that program is around identifying your key social media strategy. And then the other three, there's a 4-part live training series. And then the other component of that is setting yourself up with a content planning and creation system. And in that, I give my complete blueprint for content planning a content strategy, and also how to map out your content, you know, based on whatever time frame it is. You know, I usually work on like monthly and then a weekly time frame. Some people like to do 3 months. Some people like to do 2 weeks. You know, obviously this has to work in with your own creative rhythms, but I have my complete process that I download that helps you create a content plan that brings your social media strategy to life with a system that's going to help you be creative and bring that content to life ongoing without putting yourself into a little tiny box and feeling like you have to create content at 6 a.m. on a Monday morning or 7 p.m. every Sunday night, or surrounded by a crystal grid, or with the green juice, or with the wine, or whatever you want to do it. It's totally up to you how you want to do it, but I've got the system to show you. So definitely what content you create will be covered in that program. So I'll pop the link to that above when I'm finished, and obviously Kickstart is on tomorrow. But again, that's more around your strategy, but that's a really good kind of, I'm calling it like the free sister program to strategy. Because it kind of goes through almost what the pre-work would be for that program, which is just around knowing what the elements of a social media strategy are. And then in the strategy program, we go into how to identify which one you need to have, and, you know, when you need to implement it, how you would implement it, and then how do you create a content plan that supports that strategy. So I'll put all the links to that in the I'll put all the links to that in the comments when I'm finished. And great, Happy New Year to you too. Happy New Year to you. Oh, hey, Sissy, mahalo. Oh, hello. So good to see you. All right, guys. I managed to keep it to 13 minutes and 52 seconds, so I'm pretty proud of myself for that. I'm going to go. Have an amazing day. All the links to everything will be in the comments when I'm done. Bye.